Right, in this wonderful tutorial, I'm just going to go through how to make a simple hand-drawn animation utilizing Photoshop. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is make a new scene and a new file. So just go to File, New, and what you want to choose is that by default, you're probably on default Photoshop size or something like that. You want to switch that over to Film and Video. And then what you have here is a bunch of different options as far as these are all basically formats that you would use for DVDs, Blu-rays, things like that. This is a whole nother class in of itself. What I would choose though is just to do the HDV, HDTV 720p. That's basically the lowest of the considered HD resolution. So choose that one, and the rest of this is fine. I said okay. Okay, so what it's going to do is that it's going to give up this little thing here, and you can see this is widescreen. These guides here are actually title safe and action safe, but you really probably don't have to worry about that. What you might want to do though, just so that your drawings don't snap there, is either go to view and turn extras off so that comes off. Or if you want to keep them there because, I don't know, you like that sort of thing, just make sure you turn snap off, because watch, if snap's on, it's going to not do anything. I don't know. You can see it kind of snaps. See how like it kind of, I can draw like a perfect line here. Well, sort of. Kind of snapping. I don't know. Take my word for it. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead, turn snapping off, and also turn off those because I don't think those are really particularly useful. Okay, so we did that. The next thing we want to do is actually set this up for what you have here. So you can see I have my timeline down here. You might not because it probably wasn't set up. Just in the past, we've always been working in the Essentials workspace. So they have a bunch of these different workspaces, and you can save custom ones and things like that. But they have ones that are very particular to certain things. So remember when we did painting, there's one for painting, and it's, you know, it has all the brushes here. It tries to put defaults of the panels with what you would need. For this one, obviously, it's motion because we're doing animation. Okay, so you want to put motion, and then this little timeline thing should pop up over here. Now to go from here, what you're going to want to do is right down here, you can see create video timeline. There's actually two options. If you have this little arrow here, you'll see that there's also create frame animation. That's the one you're going to want if you want to do hand-drawn animation. The video timeline you can also do it in, but you lose a little bit of control. So the create frame animation is a little bit better to me. It could be a little bit cumbersome, but it's definitely better. So just go create frame animation. Okay, and then you're just going to hit that button, and boom, it's going to give you your first frame, and it's going to have this here. So what you need to do is on the background, just double click on it and call it background again, because that's what this is going to be. On this, I would just, if I were you, draw like a cool little background. In my case, I'm going to draw a crappy little background. I'm going to do like a dark gray. And this would be good too if you have a pen, if you want to do this like straight up hand drawn. I'm just on my background, I'm just going to draw like an uneven line. Actually, if you click and then you hold shift, it will actually draw a straight line in between. So, well, you know, line to it. My line's not straight because I stink at drawing lines, but you get the idea. I'm just going to go ahead and fill that. Okay, so I'm going to call that my background, and then I'll make another one, and that'll just be layer one. That's fine. So this is the one I'm actually going to draw. I'm just going to do a crappy ball bounce, which we'll be doing in class as well. So I'm just going to kind of make this smaller, and I'm just going to have a ball here. Actually, you know what would be easier? I'm just going to go ahead and use the shape tool here, so the ellipse tool. And then I'm going to make sure it's on pixels. And let's see, does it have a fill? Yeah, I don't want it to be filled black, so I'm just going to make it red so that it's more fun. Okay, see how fun this is. Okay, so I'm going to put the ball here, and we're going to call that my, let's try that again. Okay, we're going to call that my ball. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is after you draw, so I have a background and I have layer one. I'm just going to go ahead and click this little sheet of paper. It's going to make the next frame, and it's just a duplicate of the first one. Okay, it's going to be kind of weird. So what you want to do next is actually take layer one. I'm going to select it, and I'm just going to take the opacity down. The reason why is that this is what's called onion skinning in a sense, and the idea is I can see my previous frame, so I know where to put my next one. Now in frame two, I'm going to go ahead and draw a stretch frame for my guy here like this. Okay, I'm just going to pull that over like that. Okay. Okay, and now I'm just going to go ahead and frame one, turn that one off. So frame 1, I gotta turn this frame 2 off, and then frame 2, turn frame 2 back on. There we go. So you can see, boom, boom. So basically what you're really doing is you're animating the, if you look over here, it's basically you're turning on one frame and then the next one turns off. So then from here, I'm just gonna click on the next, oops, not that one. No, thank you. Click on this one, it's gonna be a duplicate of, again, it says frame 3. I'm just gonna take frame 1. Again, I'm just gonna take the opacity down just so that I can see where it was. I can even take this one if I wanna see more and actually turn that one on too so I can see where it is. But then on this one, I'm gonna go ahead and draw, you know, my next frame. So I'm on frame 3. So we're gonna say it looks like this. And I'm just gonna kind of pull it over. Okay. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and turn these ones off. So it's just this one showing. And then you gotta keep going back and like fixing these ones for whatever reason. So not that one, good. So it goes boom. That turned off, boom. And boom. So you can see now it's doing that. Click on the next sheet of paper. I'm going to take this one again, just lower the opacity so I can see where it was. It might even be worth it seeing the previous one so I can kind of get an idea of what my arc is. I'm going to draw another one here, like so. All right, and you can see I did it on frame 3 because I suck. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, just gonna kind of move that over here. Okay, all right, and I'm gonna turn these back off. Subsequently, I gotta turn these things back to what they were. Sort of kind of annoying. So boom, boom, boom. Oh, turn that one back on. Okay, again, another duplicate. And so same second verse, same as the first. I'm just gonna lower the opacity. I'll just do the one. Feel fairly confident I can figure it out. Okay, so then we'll just put this one here. Okay, I'm gonna go like that. All right, turn that one off. And then I'm just gonna go back and I'll fix them all afterwards because I don't feel like doing this every time. Okay, so we'll make another duplicate. I'm gonna lower the opacity of the one underneath. Draw on frame 6 there. And then we're going to put this one right here. Don't animate a ball bounce, all right? Don't be that guy or girl. Just lame person that draws ball bounces and that's it. Okay, such as myself. But like I said, I suck, so, all right. Dang it, it's going again. All right, let's try this again, okay. Make sure you're keeping an eye on what's happening over here. Okay. And I'm just gonna quickly punch through these. All right, turn that one off. Take this one's opacity. So, go to the next one. Okay, next one. Turn that one off, take this opacity down. The opacity doesn't even need to be done. You could actually just straight up turn it off, but you're not gonna be able to see anything, so that's why I've been doing the opacity. So don't feel like that's something that must be done. Dang it. Keep putting on the wrong one. Okay. Okay. Boom. Next one. Okay, take this down a notch. Then frame 10. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through and make sure this all looks right. I'm gonna turn these off. So it's just frame 1 should be showing. Frame 2, that's good. Frame 3. Okay, so that was, which one is this? That was frame 4, so this should be frame 5. It should be frame 6. Frame 7. 8. 9. And 10. And I obviously didn't finish it. But if I hit spacebar, you can see, woo, it's amazing. Okay, so it looks like a little ball bounce. Now what I can do is, if this seems a little bit fast, because right now it's running at 29.97 frames per second. Again, you might be like, why not 30? It's a long story. It's something you can always find out later. Let's see. Oh, never mind. The option's in a different thing. We can change it later. Okay, so what I can do now is once you're happy with it and you know it, clap your hands, and then we'll export this out. So to do that, okay, we're going to convert it over. What we'll do is convert it to a timeline, okay, or to the video here. You can see it can play again, okay. So now it's basically, you can't tell. If I make this timeline bigger, you can see the animation, okay. So this is it here. Now if I wanted to change the frame rate, I can. So you can see set timeline frame rate. So if I'm like, that's a little bit fast. Oh, it's at 30 frames per second. I could do 24 is usually what people do for hand-drawn animation. So I changed that to 24. Okay. But also I drew on ones. So again, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually switch this to 12. Let's see what that gives me. Appears like I'm losing stuff here. Okay. Now let's undo all those frame rates. I'm just gonna keep it what it was. It seemed to look better that way anyway. Okay. Yay, super exciting stuff. Then when you're done with that, you can click this little arrow here, or you can go over here, either way, and go to render video, or you click the little arrow here. I'm just gonna bring up the same thing, render video. Now, you can do this, or you can go to file, where are you? Save for web, kind of like we did when we did the slicing image. Where are you? Save for web. And what this is gonna do is that I think we discussed it before, but you can have animated GIF animations. So you can actually export out an animated GIF animation if you wanted to, and you can hit play and you can see it, and then you'd save it and it will work, right? So if I hit preview, hopefully it won't take too long. It's actually going to open up probably a web page, because that's usually what opens them up, such as this, and you'll actually see it playing. Yay! I only played once. What you might want to do is actually switch the looping options to forever, and then when you hit the preview. But you only want to do that if your animation's kind of graphical and doesn't have a lot of stuff, this is horrible, or if you if it's small. But for the most part, what I would suggest doing is actually just rendering the video. So in here, choose your name. So it's probably last name. This is going to be like, we'll say anim for animation. Select the folder. It's going to go desktop. Adobe Media Encoder is fine. H.264 is what you want. That's a good file format. QuickTime's also okay. It'll give you more options over here. Like animation high quality is like basically non-lossy, meaning that it won't compress it. But H.264 is usually what you want. 1280 by 720, frame rate 24 is what I put in there. You can put whatever. It's fine. You can tell it when to start and end, yada, yada, yada. And then you hit render, and it's going to render it for you. Here's the thing that actually went extremely quickly. So this actually could be quite slow. So, but that's how you'd make a basic hand-drawn animation. I would suggest, though, obviously spending more time. I did the simplest thing I could think of, which is just making a ball move. Try to do something nicer. If you can draw, take advantage of that, make something cool, because it might be something that will separate you in the future. They can see, oh wow, they can do animation. It'd be pretty cool. So that's it.